The front office edition of the Giants Huddle podcast is brought to you by the City College of New York, doing remarkable things. Learn more at ccny.cuny.edu. And we're joined by Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale. And how exciting is it to finally get these young guys into the building and starting to do some work with them?
Oh, it's really exciting. And it's not only exciting just for them, it's just getting everybody back and seeing the new additions that we added in free agency and having them come together. And it's really going well.
You were pretty fired up when the team took Deontay Banks with that first-round pick. No, not at all. What is it about the kid's skill set that you really like?
I just think he's everything you want in a corner. Starting off with he's tough and he can tackle, and he likes to play press coverage, and he likes to be on the island out there, and he loves the challenge of it. And you can see he's that way here. Very humble kid from Baltimore, and a matter of fact, I went down to a football camp that Jameel McLean put on, who Jameel, played here, and he played for us in Baltimore as well. And he was at that camp as a camper when he was like a freshman in high school, and it was pretty cool. So
he's got a lot of game. Obviously, there's a learning curve when you come into the National Football League. What are some of the things that you try to get accomplished with him this time of year before you get to camp, and the other young guys, the other rookies, and the other undrafted free agents?
Well, I think that the biggest thing is strip their game completely down. I think he's got the best secondary coach in the league with Jerome Henderson, and he does a great job of that. I mean, I'm talking about start from stance, initial footwork, stance, start, techniques, and fundamentals. And, he's done a nice job of just jumping in there, and right now they don't have any bad habits. Right. When you start that way, and I'm sure you'll see some. But the thing I like about him is just his energy and how he wants to compete.
So last season, obviously, used a lot of three safeties in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Some of it was a function of roster. Some of it's a function of what you want to do. Is it a situation where, as you get to camp and you take a look at the overall strengths of your defensive secondary, you'll kind of figure out from there what you want to do?
Yeah, I think because you think everybody's going to take a step forward, from X on down, and and get better at certain things. And what we do is we're always trying to evolve as a defense, and always trying to throw the change up after you throw 3 fastballs at them, or and keep them guessing that way. So we're going to put the best 11 on the field, especially in critical situations.
And it's really not 11 in today's NFL, is it? It's more like 15 to 17 that you've got to be.
Oh, yeah,
multiple.
no doubt.
And it's really 17
we saw
starters.
That last year. It was more than that.
Yeah.
And but I'm excited about where we're at defensively with the roster. I was just talking to Joe about that earlier. It's come a long way in 1 year, and I'm looking forward to getting back in training camp and getting things going.
Last year, being around the building during training camp, there was a lot of positive vibes about Darian Beavers. And then unfortunately he got hurt. So he loses his rookie season. What are some of the things that you liked about him and that you need to see improved upon for him to take a next step?
I think that what you liked about him was his physicality. And he was different than others out there. That's what jumped out at me. He still has, he's really going to play his rookie year this year. So redshirt rookie, if you will. And I think that there's going to be a battle there with he and JD. And we still, we just talked about it in the room. It's not only playing linebacker, it's who's going to be the best special team players.
All right, let's go to the edge, because Kayvon Thibodeaux, obviously last year, once he got healthy, started to show more and more. What are some of the things that you've seen from him moving forward that excites you?
I first of all, it's like I love the kid himself, so I said earlier, he has no ceiling. And I believe that because he can do whatever he puts his mind to. We talked about last year after the season was over with, I said, I think you need to get stronger in your legs and in your core. And that was his focus this year in the offseason, and you're going to see that keep developing. He's going to get better and better every game that he plays here.
And the football IQ, I know, is something that you
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
To cut you off, but unbelievable. He's an old soul guy who has a lot of aspirations and dreams, and he's going to chase them. and that's good for the Giants.
Obviously, last year, you never had that full balance with pressure coming off both edges because Azeez coming off the rookie season, which was pretty darn good, but dealt with injuries from that calf injury, from the jet practice that just lingered throughout the course of the season. How important is it to have balance and have both of those guys week in and week out?
Well, I think that it's going to be good for both of them, first of all, because there's not just one way where you can slide the protections. But I think that Azeez has come back. He's another one that's come back. You can see that he's taking care of his body. To me, he looks bigger than what he did last year, and I'm excited to see him get going as well.
Final question. As the game continues to evolve and more quarterbacks that have tremendous mobility come into the sport that can also throw it, not just run it, you've had a lot of different philosophies over the years. Just talk a little bit about how you have to evolve each year as a defensive coordinator, just based on the way the game is evolving right now.
Right. If you don't have a growth mentality as a coach, you're not going to be coaching much longer. I think that, you look at college tape when you're doing all the draft, breakdowns of all the guys and see the different things of how defenses are playing the offenses with the mobile quarterbacks. And you also look at plays. If they're successful plays, they'll show up on Sunday, because the offensive coordinators in this league are too good, and they're always looking for something to steal. So it's like college football's like 4 years ahead of what we'll see offensively in the NFL, just because of that. And because of the mobile quarterbacks, you're going to see more and more of it, the RPOs, the options, the sprint outs, all the different things. And, we're going to have our hands full with that, but I think we got enough guys that are up to the challenge.
Appreciate a couple minutes. Good luck this off season, and we'll revisit in the summer.
All right.
That's
Looking forward to it.
That's New York Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale, the front office edition of the Giants Huddle podcast, brought to you by City College of New York, doing remarkable things. Learn more at ccny.cuny.edu.